guys, welcome to the review show. My name's Austin. The Last of Us Episode 3 is out on HBO Max right now. If you guys haven't been part of the series so far, these will be spoiler reviews, and I'll be sort of going into the game as well. Not like in the future what happened to the game, but more of like what this episode is about and like comparing the differences. So on that aspect, there's sort of going to be mild spoilers to the game a little bit, but it's not really spoilers in that necessary way, because so far the show has been sort of like, so close to the game, but I think this is the kind of the one that makes a huge difference to the game and kind of like has its own path, but not from a narrative standpoint where it changes the game, but more of like what this episode just does in general. So that's kind of your warning. I've been really enjoying the series so far. Episode 2 and 1 were really great. I don't know why I said it like that. Usually you're supposed to say episode 1 and 2, but for some reason my brain went episode 2 and 1. I really enjoyed them. Not like, there's a couple of nitpicks there and then, and you can tell that certain scenes like, okay, that set looks a little cheap or whatnot, or something where like this, atmosphere wasn't right. It felt kind of off or something like that. And but overall, been really enjoying the series. And episode 3 just proves even more how good that they put effort into this show. Like really, like episode 3 is just really, it's really good. And this is the first episode that doesn't start out with a flashback. We pick up right after Tess's like big sacrifice, and where Joel and Ellie are sort of still off balance with one another. Joel's sort of still pushing her away, but also like, sort of protecting her by, like trying not to make her see certain things that she shouldn't see. And so like later on in the episode with them, they come up upon this like plane crash. They can see that in the background, but after that is that when they walk upon this path, they see a bunch of corpses, like skeletons, laid out like in a line, like they were shot down. And it's because it's revealed in this episode that the government took people to like these quarantine zones, but if they were full, you would be executed. They wouldn't tell the people that, of course, because then no one would go with them. But that's just basically how it is. And with that, we also spend the entire episode in a flashback with Bill and Frank that are played by Nick Offerman and Murray Bartlett. I'm pretty sure I said his last name wrong, but these two, man, aren't they great? They really shine in this episode because it's really just focusing on them. And in the game, you don't really know that much about their backstory. And here is just the whole entire episode, and this is kind of like where it kind of takes away of like the whole comparison between the game and the show, where they are the same. This is the one where it's like if they wanted to do their own thing, it could really work on its own thing with it being completely different from the game. Now, you would piss off a lot of people for sure, but if you wanted to do your own thing, it shows here that with great writing, with great talent, and great cinematography and directing, it really works because we get to spend time with Bill and Frank, and they're like lovers, and I'm pretty sure that's going to offend a lot of people and make them stop watching just because that they're gay. And it's just that their chemistry are really working well. Bill is more of like this survivalist type of person who doesn't really trust anyone, who survived the apocalypse with this random guy that he doesn't know that fell into one of his traps, and he's sort of like, okay, I'm gonna feed you, I'm gonna give you I'm gonna get you a shower, new clothes, and you're gonna be on your way. And things just kind of turned out different, where Frank starts playing the piano, and next he kind of like has Bill starts playing after that. For a second, that it's like, oh, Frank's gonna, that's where the bad starts happening, because Bill doesn't really trust him that much. But then they kind of have a connection. I can say that it felt a little bit rushed, but not to the point where I'm like, it bothers me that much. I was like, oh, okay, we're here already, because I knew that was going to happen, because in the game they kind of hinted at that Bill is gay in some form, and I mean, it's also confirmed with when Ellie finds this magazine, but I don't know if they will ever, I don't know if they're going to show that in the next episode, because we didn't get to that at all. The episode kind of just ends with Joel and Ellie driving off, but they do hint at that Bill is gay and Frank were like a thing in the game, and so they were like, and so they just instantly, you know, connected, and we kind of spend the whole entire episode living through their lives, and so like we jump a couple of years, and next we see like a new turn of events where, you know, Bill and Frank meet Joel and Tess for the first time, and they're having this interaction, and it's just so good, and it's like, this is like, it's nothing like, you know, suspenseful or anything, like no infected really, besides the one that Ellie finds at the beginning of the episode. This is more like feels like a drama, if anything. It feels like it's just a relaxed and refresher type of episode, just to see how it is to try to live in the apocalypse and try to find that little hope. And it's such a good message in general, that there's no matter how much darkness that you're in, there's that tiny sliver of hope of happiness, and that of itself works so well, because it's going to show, because these two show how the growth of Joel and Ellie will become, and it's just a great setup for that, and a great message to show as well, because these two characters, at the end of the day, they don't make it at the end of this episode. They sort of you know, take these pills, crush them up, and they put them in a drink, and they drink it. And initially, Frank just wanted him to drink it because he got some disease or some kind. I don't know. I'm not a scientist or a doctor. But so Frank kind of is like, you know what? I want to make it easy for myself. I want to end on a happy moment. You're gonna take those. We're gonna, you know, live my last day like it's been one of the happiest days ever. And at the end of this day, when we have dinner, you're gonna take those pills, you're gonna smash them up, and you're gonna put them in my drink, and I'm gonna drink it, and we're gonna go lay in bed. And next Frank, Bill does like a switcheroo basically, and he also like puts some in his drink, and he's like, no, we're gonna go out together because I'm never more happier than without you. So it's like it's such a great message in that of happiness, and it's just so emotional and so attaching. And in the game, Frank survives, of course, and you know so it's something different. And it's like, oh, it's cool to think of like Frank's still alive out there in the game, but here it's like, well, now I'm just sad because he's gone. And so I just enjoyed just a different type of episode. It doesn't have to always be about trying to survive from infected or anything. It's just what makes the game good is the bonding experience between the characters, and this show portrays it so well with these two other characters, and just shows this growth. The way that basically this episode ends is that Joel and Ellie find this letter from Bill and Frank, and just saying like, hey, we cut our life short, and we locked the bedroom door, and we're in so that no one can come in and see our corpse or whatever. We left the window open and all that. And it also sort of mentions Tess in there, and Joel gets choked up, and he sort of starts getting emotional to the point where he's about to cry. And in the way that the final shot is just with showing the window open from the inside, but not showing Bill and Frank, dead bodies in bed, which is the perfect way to end it. And I feel like showing the bodies would have ruined the episode in some form, and it's just a great way to end it. And so, and on that aspect, I don't have any problems with this episode. Everything about this is amazing, and it feels so generous, and it's such a good one. It's really good. If you guys, I don't know why you guys are watching if you haven't seen it, but go watch it. Go watch the third episode if you're thinking, I don't know, I'm enjoying the show, but I don't know. Go watch it. It's really good. If you guys haven't watched any of the first two episodes or the show in general, don't know why you're watching this, but go watch the show. It's actually really good, and I'm really enjoying it. Can't wait for episode 4. That one's kind of like the ones like, this is where it could start falling apart if they sort of go too far from the game. Because in the next episode, technically in the game is where Joel starts killing a lot more people. So, and where they kind of fall into a situation that they need help to get out of. This next episode could be even more emotional, or this is where the show kind of could fall apart. That's kind of where I'm worried. Playing the game and watching this episode just like surprised me in general, because that made me not knowing what to expect, and I'm hoping more of that, but also not like where it sort of derails the game in some form. So I'm liking the balance so far, but this is where the next episode could really, lose, start unraveling itself. So I'm gonna give Last of Us episode 3 an A+. Really enjoyed it. It's definitely one of the best episodes that I don't really have a problem with it. Besides one nitpick, besides that, it doesn't really bother me that much. It's just I enjoyed it. It's honestly really good. So go check it out. Let me know what you guys' thoughts on the show so far. What you guys think of episode 3? Just tell me down in the comment section below. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like always, I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye, guys.